If liberals get their way, church leadership positions will be open to atheists. I don't know if you've been following the news, but there's a case going through the Supreme Court right now based upon a decision of some lower courts at the University of California, Hastings College of Law. The Christian Legal Society has a student organization, and in that student organization, anybody can join the Christian Legal Society, but the leadership positions are only open to committed Christians who subscribe to a particular statement of faith. The law school has said that this is discriminatory. Now, what this would mean, that you had a group of atheists who said, hey, let's crash the Christian Legal Society student organization. Let's join up. Let's say they have 30 members. Let's get 35 members of atheists and homosexuals and downright pagans. Let's join the Christian Legal Society, take over the leadership position, and essentially run the Christian Legal Society from an atheistic perspective. Well, of course, the courts actually ruled this was a permissible thing to do. And the reason, their argument for this is, look, this is a government institution. It gets government funding. And as a result, you can't discriminate based upon religion. As a result, the Christian Legal Society, this organization, in cooperation with other organizations, took this to court and I guess lost through the appellate process. Now, this has ramifications not just for this particular law school, but it includes campus ministries like Campus Crusade, the Navigators, and other campus ministries that have leadership positions. And so, again, atheists could come in and say Campus Crusade and join the organization, vote their leaders in, and essentially take over Campus Crusade. Now this has reached the Supreme Court. And it's interesting, some of the responses from the justices, I don't know about all of them, but Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia was reported as saying to require the Christian Legal Society to allow atheists not just to join, but to conduct Bible classes, that's crazy. So Antonin Scalia says, look, the Christian Legal Society isn't prohibiting anybody from joining the Christian Legal Society student group. The only thing that they're requiring is that those who in fact do join have to commit to this statement of faith in order to be in leadership position. He says this is crazy to assume that you can create an organization like this and allow people then to come in and take over the organization. Where would this stop? And that's why my opening statement that Christian leadership positions in your own church, and say anybody can attend your particular church. But to actually join the church, you have to make some sort of commitment of faith. And then to become, say, a ruling elder in the Presbyterian church, you have to go through a process of subscription to a body of beliefs. What would happen then if this goes through? You would find people joining churches just so they could take over the leadership positions. Now, we're facing something like that here at American Vision. About 2 years ago, we sent out an advertisement for somebody to work in customer service. We had a lot of applications come in, interviewed a few people, made a decision on one of those people. Well, one of the people we did not hire claimed that one of the reasons we didn't hire her was because she was Roman Catholic. And you cannot discriminate against anyone because of their religion. Although nonprofit organizations like American Vision can in fact discriminate in the area of religion. That's not the reason why we didn't hire this woman. We didn't hire her because of her employment record. Even so, she goes to the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Conference, and claims that we discriminated against her because she was Roman Catholic. And so we went through all the legal rigmarole, sent it all in. Well, they passed judgment on us and fined us rather heavily, or at least made a determination to fine us heavily. It's now up to the woman we didn't hire to make a determination if she wants to sue. They gave her a right to sue letter. Now, the argument of the EEOC was simply this: customer service doesn't come under the umbrella of ministry. And so what the EEOC is attempting to do is to say, this is American Vision's ministry side, this is American Vision's non-ministry side, and in Title VII with the exemption regarding religion doesn't apply to the non-ministry side. Well, anybody who knows anything about customer service and who's called here to American Vision certainly knows is that the people in customer service have to have some knowledge and some ascription to our belief system. But what's interesting is that the law doesn't make a distinction between ministry side and non-ministry side. The EEOC has made that determination itself. So this type of thing is beginning to work its way through the courts. And of course, government agencies have deep pockets, lots of lawyers, and organizations, say like American Vision, really don't have the financial resources, and so you tend to capitulate. We haven't capitulated on this. We have denied any wrongdoing. Again, the reason we didn't hire this woman was because we didn't like her employment record. It was very spotty and so forth. And so we hired someone else. The ironic thing of this is that the woman we hired is black. Now you can imagine if the roles were reversed on this, is that we had these two women. One was a white Roman Catholic, and the other one was a black Baptist. I don't know if the woman we hired wasn't, in fact, a Baptist. And we had hired the white Roman Catholic over the black Baptist. The black woman could have said they discriminated against me because I'm black. I looked around American Vision, I saw that everybody here was white. Now you see the problem when you have organizations like the EEOC and other government agencies coming in and dictating to business establishments their hiring policies. Now religion has reached the top level of the ladder here, and around the country, organizations are beginning to be pursued legally because of so-called religious discrimination. This was a thing that happened out in San Francisco a number of years ago when an Orthodox Presbyterian church hired an organist, and it was determined that the organist was a homosexual, and they fired the organist, and the organist then turned around and sued the church. Now back then, the courts ruled in favor of the church, but not until after the family was nearly run out of town. Their house was firebombed because they supposedly discriminated against a homosexual. Well, they discriminated based on certain moral grounds. Now, the EEOC and the federal government could come in and say, well, playing the organ really isn't a religious application here. All the person does is reads music and plays what he's told to read. It has nothing to do with his religion. So you can't really discriminate because playing the organ isn't an area of ministry. So once the government gets a foothold in this particular area, deciding what constitutes religion and what doesn't constitute religion, we can see a whole army of lawyers and liberal groups going into the courts and suing churches and religious organizations and so forth by saying, you have to open up your leadership position to us, because if not, you are discriminating in this, and this, of course, is against the law. And so be aware of this particular court case. Be aware of what can happen on the Supreme Court. All you need is 5 people, 5 unelected people in the United States to determine what you, your family, your church, and your business can do. 5 people, that's it. This is why Supreme Court nominations are so significant, although they shouldn't be. The laws on the books today are designed, and I believe in many respects, to create problems. While the EEOC law regarding Title VII as to what nonprofits can do is very, very clear, the EEOC has come in to make that determination for itself. And now they have a radical in the EEOC department right now that does not abide by religious tenets, and we'll have to see what takes place. So follow this particular case. It's the University of California Hastings College and law school, and it's about the Christian Legal Society. I'll keep you aware of what's going on as I get any new information on this.
For more related to this topic, check out Christianity in the United States, written by Daniel Dorchester. You will find it at AmericanVision.com.